When the country of Portugal comes to mind, most people think about the beautiful beaches, the language of Portuguese, or of course, the superstar soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo. But little do they know, there's a lot more to the Portuguese culture and history than just those three things. Let's take a look. Founded on June 24th, 1128, Portugal is one of the world's most fascinating hidden treasures. From the numerous sandy beaches to the picturesque cobblestone towns and country hills, although a fairly small country, Portugal has had a primary role during the European Age of Discovery and Exploration, beginning with Christopher Columbus's discovery of the New World. Throughout the years, Portugal has colonized and occupied 7 countries around the world, some of which just gained back their independence within the past 15 years. The countries were Angola, Brazil, Cape Verde, Equatorial Guinea, Mozambique, Macau, and Goa. To learn more about the cultural impact the Portuguese had on the countries, I spoke with Dr. Monteiro, who was born a citizen of Portugal.
Portugal, despite of being a small piece of land uh, territorially, they have exercised enormous impact on different parts of the world where they have colonized. And one of the things they have done is very successfully is the spread of Christianity, particularly Catholicism. And they had a mandate from Pope Alexander the Fourth to spread the Christianity as they go along, also conquering the lands. And so, whichever country they have occupied or colonized, they are now predominantly Catholic countries or significantly Catholic countries. That is one part of it. Other one is also they've introduced classical literature in their very early in education system, and these countries, the former colonies of Portugal, have had a very good educational tradition, you know, and where very early days of high school they were exposed to classic literature, and I think they are economically, like every colonial power, they didn't do any service to the colonizers, but they took advantage of the resources, particularly mines. Uh, they were more into mining gold and iron ore and this kind of stuff. And that is a very interesting question, an important question. Unfortunately, I do not see, and I hope I'm wrong, I do not see Portugal making any major economic impact simply because it has one of the lowest educated population in whole of Europe. The high school dropout is 40%, believe it or not. And, um, and so they used to migrate to the United States, but now they're not migrating on the other side of the Atlantic coast. They're migrating within the Europe now. In terms of tourism, see, I consider Portugal as one of the last European countries or European continent, which I call it in quotation mark unspoiled. It is still a beautiful piece of land. If the economists or the public policy people of the government of Portugal, they think well and they think right, they can really start doing sustainable development rather than doing this now. One of the biggest disasters to my mind is Portugal is joining the eurozone, giving up their currency of escudo and making that into their euro, and that has really affected them enormously because now being part of the eurozone, the European institutions, IMF, which is an international institution, but European Bank, they've been loaning them money, but at a great price. They've imposed on them these austerity measures, which has caused them enormous hardships. And so, but they had no choice because they're part of the eurozone. So, I think they should get out of eurozone. Um, England has never joined eurozone, maintain their own currency, thus they can maintain their own sovereignty. Because the moment you surrender your coin to somebody else, you surrender your sovereignty, you surrender your power of decisions for your own country. I suspect that these Mediterranean countries, which do not belong to the economic or monetary union of Europe, they're just misfit there, and so they should be able to get out, and then they can control their own destiny, economic destiny in that sense. Yeah. Once they have a control over their coin, they can control the economic destiny of their country.
As you can see, there's a lot to know about Portugal. From the economics to the culture, there's so much to learn, and although we only hit the tip of the iceberg, I hope you explore more about this beautiful country. Thanks for watching. Ciao!